Hello, everyone. Today we're looking at a book that I just read just the other day, Dazzler number 31. First off, check out that cover. That cover, I think, is a great cover. Bill Sienkiewicz is the cover artist, not the interior artist, but the cover artist. It's called Dazzler: The Last Wave. When I was looking at this cover, I was like, "What could this all be about?" And it didn't disappoint. We'll just say that. Dazzler number 31. Uh, let's take a look at it together. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's just get into this. Flipping over to let's just open up the page. First off, before I even get into the comic book, check out that old advertisement, Masters of the Universe. Boy, is that ever cool. I never had that toy or that one, but I think I did have that one. But it just kind of brings back a little nostalgia when you see those old advertisements. Um, the the opening part of it is Dazzler's on a set of a movie, and they're doing a stunt. And she just meets some random lady in the audience. And the lady, I guess, is, if I can find her, there's the lady she meets. The lady is the mother to the stunt man, not the main actor, but to the stunt actor. So they kind of walk through the stunt, what all happens, and Dazzler's like, "Oh no!" She thinks everybody's hurt, but it's really just all a stunt. And the stunt man introduces himself to her, which is kind of campy. It's fun but campy, and it actually, I think he introduces her. The mother introduces her, and then his first words are to her. Um, where is it? Where is it? His first words to her are, "Would you marry me?" Kind of just absolutely corny. He never met her before, and that's his first words to her. And that's what I like about the book. It's a slice of life. I mean, it's some guy who's trying to, make good with a girl. He's trying to get a date with her. He gives her his card, all the way to giving her a card and, "Hey, give me a call," whatever. Here is where just a beautiful slice of life comes into this book. Allison, Dazzler, needs to go get an apartment. So she's checking out this apartment, and it's just a really neat little piece of the pie that I think is really cool. The landlords say one thing. They say there's only one kind not welcome here, and it's the page turner. What kind isn't welcome here at this apartment complex? And the kind that's not wanted there is, yep, mutants. We don't want any of them. I mean, slice of life. It's actually really good. I think that touches upon quite a lot in life. Just prejudice, segregation, desegregation. Races against different, races, religion, cultures. We don't want one kind here. What kind is that? Yeah, mutants. We don't want none of them here. I mean, that's just, there's the bigot there, and the irony of it all is, what is Dazzler? She's a mutant, but she gets the apartment complex, and right there, using her mutant powers, so she doesn't have to turn on the lights. It's to save money. Blah blah blah. Just really good. So she goes out and gets just a part-time job at a gymnasium. And at this gymnasium, that Bill Remington guy, that stunt actor, is a member there. So they get talking and talking and talking. So it's slice of life. It's slice of life. But here's like kind of the drama in some of Dazzler's story. She calls up her agent, Harry Osgood, and the agent actually says, "Hey, I can't handle you anymore. You've gotten too big for me. You need to find somebody who is a better representative than me." Again, kind of, there's a whole lot happening in this issue. Some guy's hitting on a blonde. They're talking about prejudice. Mutants aren't welcome here, and the irony of it is she is one, and then I guess maybe there's some good in the world. Here's her agent saying, "Hey, you need to find somebody better," which is kind of cool. So let's just skip through a little bit here. An old Atari ad, that's kind of cool too. But so Dazzler, a little bit of the exposition throughout is still this guy that she met, kind of, kind of, bringing her to the set. Hey, watch me do this stunt, kind of thing. She ultimately goes out on a date with the guy, but they go to her place. Just some weird dialogue. Here was a weird caption. One question, isn't it a little dark? Isn't it a little dark in here? And Dazzler's like, oh, it is so. And she says something about eating carrots. I eat a lot of carrots. And then she turns on the light. Is that better? So that was kind of what's going on there. But that's okay, Maybe if anyone knows what that's all about, let me know, because I'm kind of missing that. I know carrots are supposed to make you see good in the dark and all this and that, but it just kind of stuck out in there, in that scene. So, anyhow, so they go out on this date, but this guy's like hitting on Dazzler all the way through. Here's another great slice of life. They're on the couch and he says something like, "What say we save the chit chat for later and start talking some body language?" Yeah. So, okay, this comic isn't a ton of action, but it is, I think, a lot of growth and a lot of humanity in it. It breaks the mold of a superhero. She's quite the character. But she's like, the one-liners go on. This guy's giving her all kinds of one-liners, and then he says, and like Dazzler's like, what is she? She just says, "Let's keep talking," and he's like, "Why bother?" Yeah, like they're on the couch, and he's like, "Why bother?" And he walks away, but then she goes out and gets in the car with him. They go for a walk and talk. It's kind of how it led to, and they go out for this drive, and they're going the opposite direction of all the other traffic, and they find out that there is a earthquake near Hawaii, and a tsunami's on its way. A tidal wave. Kind of goes back to the cover. What's on the cover? A big tidal wave. So it just is kind of cool. So in this car, in the car that they were going one way, they were heading to the stuntman's house. I guess he wanted to show her his house. So they're heading to his house, and he tells the story. And here's a kind of a neat little side story too. He tells a story that he grew up himself. His father was always out on his luck, and his father couldn't keep one job or another. And the last time that his dad got fired, yeah, in the book it says he drank himself to death, leaving Mom and me with nothing. So so you start feeling for the stuntman, and all his problems. But I think the guy's a creep. That's my opinion. But I mean, he's got this story. He's got this little backstory that just was kind of neat. So he made it to his house. This tidal wave is coming. Tsunami, that earthquake that by Hawaii. They get into his house, and his house is fantastic. Blah blah blah. But then Dazzler's like said, we got to get out of here. And he's like, "No, I'm not leaving. Take my car. My father drank himself to death. I'm just gonna sit in my luxury because I was successful, kind of thing, and I don't want to leave my success and to be destroyed." But then he starts advancing on Dazzler again. It's like, what's going on here? But she's like, "Hey, you're insane. I'm getting out of here. I'm cutting out of here." So she starts running away, and then he's like kind of regretting what he was doing or whatever. And then as Dazzler's running away, she's kind of regretting. She thought, "Hey, I should go back and really get this guy out of there, save him." But take a look at the art. I like the art. Frank Springer was the artist, so I like his art. I don't know much about Frank Springer, but I want to find out more. Learn more about the art. So she goes back, but all of a sudden, okay, the climax here is she's back right on the seashore. The tidal wave is coming. The tsunami is just about to strike his house down, strike her down, and it's kind of cool. Here's kind of a neat like climax of the book, and here's where kind of like her mutant power comes into ability. She summons her mutant power. I won't go into much of it, but it's a cool power. She gets the power, summons her mutant power. And as this tidal wave is coming, this huge tidal wave, she gets her mutant power. She blasts a hole in it, blasts a hole in the tidal wave, So, you know, again, not a whole lot of action, not a whole lot of anything, but look at all the dynamic pieces to the puzzle they talk about. He finds her on the seashore, and the story ends up by saying, "Hey, houses all around me got destroyed, but mine's still standing," kind of thing. He feels pretty lucky, and then here's kind of odd thing. Thanks for the clothes. They're kind of big, but wonderfully dry. And as she looked, I mean, she's putting on the clothes or whatever. But they part ways. He's like he's got a lot to do in his life, fixing himself up, and maybe he'll come and visit her someday or something. And she's walking away on the seashore. Quite the book. That's Dazzler number 31. I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's very neat. And there's a lot of themes that the book takes on, a whole lot of themes, and that's what I like a lot about it. I mentioned several just in kind of flipping through the book. Hope you liked it. I know it's not for everybody. It's not the action. It's not the adventure, so to say. It's her adventure of being a rock and roll star, of being a singer and trying to make it. Now she's trying to be a movie star. So it's kind of neat to see that and the interpretation of that and all the pieces of the puzzle that you fit together in life as you go through those challenges. Kind of fantastical. I'm veering off of where I wanted to go a little bit with this, but I hope you liked it. It's unique. Maybe it's not for you. And hey, let me know. I'd like to. This is just my opinion of the book, and I'd like to hear your opinion. Have a great day.